I was 2 days away from quitting this channel. It wasn't a bad day, a bad week, or a rough patch. I was done. And the system that I had stopped working the moment I didn't want to show up. And yours will too. And the flaw is that every system has the same flaw baked into it. It's designed for the version of us that feels motivated and wants to show up. I rebuilt mine around 3 questions, and it hasn't failed since. Now, every system seems to have the inherent problem. It's built on, like, let's say it's a Sunday night, or it's that point where you're like, okay, I'm going to change my life. And we get so excited and we build this system for our best selves. And we're like, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to, just go out, slam it. We can do all these things. Like, it's not impossible. We're going to freaking do it. Well, a bad day happens inevitably. That's just life. And then we fail, we start beating ourselves up, and this system is just not working all of a sudden. And that's the problem, was we built it for our very best self. We built it for a ceiling, not a floor. This system, the problem is it's not gonna bend at all, right? Because we built it for the perfect scenario. And what happens is we don't scale back or anything. It usually just collapses all together. And we end up giving up, and we think this is a character flaw. Now, this is what happened to me with the channel. Was I built this with all kinds of ambition, which is a good thing. We want to be ambitious. But there were bad days, maybe the results, like in my case, the results maybe weren't quite there. Life happened, and I was just completely broken. I was ready to say, okay, we're done. And that's just straight up flawed thinking. Now, what happens after the system breaks down and we fall off the wagon, if you would say? We blame it on ourselves. We say, if we were more disciplined, I would have stuck to it. And you can see there's the flaw, is that these systems, they aren't built for that 20% day where everything is hitting the fan. Like, you have a flat tire, coming home from work, kid gets suspended, you got to deal with that. Wife gets sick, so you're left cooking dinner. Those circumstances. And they aren't built for that day. And what ultimately happens is we've built these for our best selves, and essentially created a motivation checklist and not much more. All of these other systems are flawed. Well, what in the hell do I do about it? Now, as I mentioned, there are 3 questions that I asked to build this new system for myself. Now, question 1 is, what is the minimum version of this thing that I can do when I either don't feel like doing it at all, or there's something that happens that I can't do this ideal version? Like, what's that bare minimum that's still going to push me forward and I can show up for? Now, I have a great story for you of something that just happened to me recently. Here in Utah, in the summer, we're in a heat wave, man. It's like 100 and something degrees. I had things going this day, and I was supposed to spend about an hour or so on a run. Well, I ended up with only like 30 minutes or so, but I had baked in a contingency that if it came to that, at minimum, if I spent 30 minutes on the stair stepper at the gym, that would still push me towards my goals. Like, I'm trail running right now, and my next race has a ton of freaking elevation. So the stair stepper would still push me closer because I'm getting that elevation in. So I went to the gym instead. I got my 30 minutes in, cranked the stair stepper up to make sure I was still getting the heart rate, all that in, and I was still able to show up. And that minimum version was still pushing me forward. I was still increasing my stats, but I was able to do it. Still, it might not have been the ideal, but we got her done. So that was my minimum version, was if I couldn't show up for this 3 or 4 mile run today, it's going to take me 45-ish minutes, maybe an hour with warm up or cool down. Get to the gym, spend the time on the stair stepper for 30, get the elevation instead, and boom, we were done. Question 2. This one, you got to be honest with yourself, and that's how many hours per day and per week can I commit to my goal realistically? Not aspirational, bare minimum that you can hold yourself accountable to, even on a bad week. Bad week might only be 3 or 4 hours with 30 minutes a day. Well, great. That's what you're going to set your goal at. That's what you're going to be accountable to, because it's still going to push you forward. It's not aspirational. And you know what? If you get some extra time in the week, heck yeah, put that extra bonus time in, push yourself a little bit further forward, but you set that threshold. That's what you're going to hold yourself accountable. And like I say, you're going to hit that rock bottom, not the aspirational that you're all excited about, the one that you're like, okay, when stuff hits the fan in my week, this is what I can spend. Question 3. It's time to get a little bit more concrete. And I don't know, I don't want to say being a little selfish, but yeah, like you're going to put yourself first here. And that question is, which hours are mine? And we're talking in the day, and I'm not talking about being a tweak with time blocking, but what I'm saying here is you're going to answer and say, these are the hours every day, or the hours on Monday or Thursday that I have available to invest this time that I already determined that I have. Now, in my case, I've determined, after looking at my schedule, talking with my partner, and she and I determined that between 6 and 8 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, we have that available block. So 6 to 8, Tuesday through Friday, is fitness and YouTube time. Each of those gets an hour in that time block, but 6 to 8, those are mine. That's goal time. And that's what I can commit to. That's what I use. And just like that, boom, like that floor right there, that's 4 hours per week into each of those two things. Simple. And it's putting, at least in my case, it's putting me further ahead. It's that bare minimum system where I'm getting those consistent reps. And, yeah, some days I might get like a random day off work, or, home early, or there's something going on where I get a few more hours. And when I do, I invest them. However, I have my floor now. I know my total hours, and I know where they're going to happen every day. The system that's built for our best day is not the one that matters. It's the one that we build that's going to survive the very worst. As every guru says, you don't rise to the level of your motivation and aspirations, you fall to the level of your system. And so building that system for that worst day is the one that's going to get you to your goals. So ask those questions, figure out how much time you have, ask what the bare minimum task is going to survive, and most importantly, set that appointment with yourself every day. And as I'm seeing, things are turning around doing this, and I know they're going to do the same thing for you. So go and build that system. I challenge you to. It'd be cool to hear how things go in the comments for you guys. And if you've made it to this point in the video, I truly appreciate you going on this ride with me. And I recommend that you check out this video right here that's been selected by YouTube and their algorithms' wisdom. And with that, y'all, better every day.